Welcome to the session number 5 from the playlist of semiconductor devices and circuits. The topic is the intrinsic semiconductor. So based on this topic, I have written here 3 important points which will help us to understand this topic in brief. So the first point is that intrinsic semiconductors are those conductors which are chemically pure. That is, it is free from impurities or dopants. So impurities are, the other name for the impurities are the dopants. Now dopants are used or added in the intrinsic semiconductors in order to increase its conductivity. So when we add these dopants or the impurities in the intrinsic semiconductors, then that semiconductor is called the extrinsic semiconductor. So we will be studying about the extrinsic semiconductor in the next session, that is in the session number 5. Now the intrinsic semiconductors have a very low conductivity at room temperature, and that is the reason why we add the impurities or the dopants in order to increase its conductivity. And when we add the dopants or the impurities, then this semiconductor is called the extrinsic semiconductor. Now the common examples of the intrinsic semiconductors are the silicon and the germanium. Now the silicon and the germanium atom, it consists of 4 valence electrons. So in the crystalline structure, every silicon or the germanium atom share one of its 4 valence electron with each of its neighboring atoms. Now as a result, because of this sharing, the shared electron pairs form a covalent bond, and this covalent bond exists at the room temperature. But when the temperature is increased, then in that case some of these electrons, they break away as free electrons and they move from the valence band into the conduction band, and now these free electrons are responsible for conduction. Now so this is what I have written here, that when the temperature increases, some of these electrons break away as free electrons which are responsible for the conduction, and these free electrons create a vacancy with an effective positive charge which we call hole. So under the action of the electrical field, these holes move towards the negative potential, giving rise to hole current. So the total current will be equal to the sum of the electron current plus the hole current. And in the case of the intrinsic semiconductors, the number of free electrons, that is Ne, is equal to the number of holes, and this is equal to Ni, where Ni is called the intrinsic carrier concentration. So this is an important formula with respect to the intrinsic semiconductors, and here the total current is equal to the sum of the electron current and the hole current. And there is one important point in this topic, that is, during the process of the generation of the free electrons and the holes, a simultaneous process of the recombination of the electrons and the holes also take place. And at the equilibrium, the rate of generation of the free electrons and the holes is equal to the rate of recombination of the electrons and the holes. So this recombination happens because of the collision of the electron with the holes. So this was a brief description about the intrinsic semiconductor. So in the case of the intrinsic semiconductors, the number of free electrons is equal to the number of holes, and this is equal to Ni, where Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration, and the total current is equal to IE plus IH, where IE is the electron current and IH is the hole current. So thank you very much for joining this session. In the next session, I will be discussing about the extrinsic semiconductors, in which, as I have just told you, extrinsic semiconductors are those conductors in which the dopants are added, or you can say the extrinsic semiconductors are the intrinsic semiconductors in which the impurities or the dopants are added. So we will be discussing about it in the next session, that is in the session number 6. So till then, have a nice day. Bye.